Stadium, what has become a traditional OVC opener and quite a neighborhood rivalry. The Tigers of Tennessee State host MTSU. Good evening, I'm Joe Fisher, along with former Notre Dame linebacker Ralph Miranda. Glad to be back for our second season of college football right here on WNAB. MTSU comes in off for them a disappointing 6-5 and looking for a leader on offense, Ralph.
And that leader has to be Jonathan Quinn. After a disappointing season last year, he needs to return to the form he had in '95, which saw him throw for over 1,700 yards. He's the leader that the Blue Raiders need tonight.
The Tennessee State lost last week to Florida A&M. They have two guys that can pull the trigger on offense.
Well, Todd Valentine will get the start, but if he's inconsistent, they have Leon Murray, the transfer from Pittsburgh, to go to. He threw for 224 yards last week against Florida A&M. He can get the job done if the Tigers need it.
As you can hear, the TSU band is ready. So are we. Back with the kickoff in just a moment.
Myrtle, do you still like your Champion windows?
I love them. I've had my windows for 7 years.
I need to replace mine, but remodeling's a big step and
There's nothing to worry about. You can't beat Champion windows. They have a lot of styles. They're easy to care for.
maybe I should call them.
There's no maybe about it. You call Champion today.
Take Myrtle's advice. Buy factory direct and save. Call for your free estimate.
Nashville Office Machines is now your best source for all your office supply needs, and at prices even cheaper than the regular office warehouse wholesalers. It's as simple as this. Call and place your order from our catalog or flyer before 3 p.m. You'll be guaranteed free delivery right to your door the next morning. Save time, save money. It's our way of saying thanks, Nashville, for making us a success for more than 63 years.
Nashville Office Machines.
Hey,
Loco Lupe's.
Loco Lupe's is the place to be for great fun, music, and wonderful Mexican food. A place with just the right mix of romantic atmosphere and pure fun. Now, 4 locations: Hermitage, Hickory Hollow Mall, Clarksville, and Hendersonville.
Let your chimichanga, let your chimichanga, let your chimichanga Loco Lupe's.
This is Mike. He's been helping his grandpa Ray of Ray's Custom Exhaust since he could walk.
Pop, this one needs a muffler.
Go ahead and put a muffler on it, Mike.
Mike may not have the 10 years experience his grandpa has, but he likes helping his grandpa work on exhaust systems, brakes, shocks, and struts. Put your vehicle into the hands of a professional when it needs some tender, loving care.
Pa, this one's done.
Just don't give Mike your keys until he's a little older. Ray's Custom Exhaust, New Nashville Highway in Murfreesboro.
Today's game is being brought to you by Loco Lupe's Mexican Restaurant and Cantina. Loco Lupe's, let your chimichanga. And by In Touch Paging, with 2 locations and free pagers upon purchase of activation and airtime.
Welcome back to Hale Stadium on the campus of Tennessee State University. Joe Fisher, Ralph Miranda, the entire WNAB sports crew. Glad to be back for our second season of college football on a gorgeous evening here in Nashville. Temperatures cooling down nicely, that the sun is going down. Heat should not really be a factor in this ball game. Coach Boots Donnelly talking to his troops on the sidelines. MTSU will be kicking away as we begin this game. Boots, in his 21st season overall, his 19th season at MTSU, taking on a coach who is 1-0 against him, and L.C. Cole, and a team that, and there is L.C. Cole trying to exhort his folks on as well. They are obviously very fired up about this game, as always.
A very important game for Tennessee State. They need to get back on the winning track after having the lead late against A&M last week and losing it.
TSU 0-1, as we said, coming in after losing 43-28 to Florida A&M. Not only did they lose on the score, they also lost some key players. In fact, 2 or 3 starters, 2 on defense, 1 on offense, are not here tonight.
Well, they're very, very depleted tonight against Middle Tennessee, not only due to injuries, but due to some guys that couldn't play last week for other reasons. So they need to have some young guys step up and help them tonight.
Keegan Ray will boot it away for MTSU, the sophomore from Clarksville, Tennessee. Has a good leg, well known for that leg, and should get a lot of opportunities through the course of this year after splitting some time last year. For Tennessee State, number 25, Cameron Howard, back to receive along with number 1, Calvin Davenport. As we're about set to get underway with the Ohio Valley Conference season from Hale Stadium. Ray gets the okay. And the left footer puts it in play. Low bouncing kick hauled in by Howard at the 10. Across the 20, 25. Out of bounds across the 30 to about the 31-yard line, where Tennessee State will put the ball in play, 1st and 10. 25-yard return by Cameron Howard to get the Tigers in business. They'll be led by Todd Valentine with Davenport, Tippins at fullback, Jackson, Tyrone Butterfield, the transfer from Michigan, and Philip Hammonds, the tight end. The offensive line, a big one. Dixon, Ratliff, Boone, Thompson, and Haskin, they have a weight advantage up front against the smaller MTSU defensive line. 1st and 10. Lone setback is Davenport. Wide receivers left and right behind Valentine. And that is Murray they have gone to the start with. Murray's first pass is complete. Gain of about 5 yards. On the reception is number 2, Tyrone Butterfield. They did go with Leon Murray on the start. We'll talk about that in a moment. Sorrells, Waldrop, Coulter, and Bunch, the defensive line for MTSU up front. They'll have a job. The linebackers, Chastain, who's a good one, Griffin, Openkar, and Terrell Naismith. And the defensive backs for MTSU, Love, Walker, and Stegall. Handoff up the middle, gain of maybe a yard. Stopped quickly in there by the MTSU defense, as Tommy Openkar was one of those who helped lead the tackle along with Chastain. Stegall, Walker, and Love, the defensive backfield for the Raiders. Ralph, they went with Murray with the start on offense.
Well, I guess they felt like the consistency and the momentum that he gave them last week against Florida A&M, they wanted to carry that over in their first OVC game tonight.
Murray last week in the loss to Florida A&M, 12 for 19, 224 yards and 3 touchdowns in the ball game. 3rd and a short 4 for the Tigers from the 36. Murray short drop, floats one out to Hall, incomplete. Intended for Juan Hall in the flat, just off his outstretched hands, and so 3 and out for the Tigers.
The Tigers trying to catch middle off balance, going with the no-huddle offense, trying to keep middle in their base defense.
So the Tigers will be booting it away now, and dropping back into punt formation is the redshirt freshman Ashley Johnson from Chattanooga, 6 foot 215. Averaged just over 36 yards a kick last week against Florida A&M. Back deep to receive for the Raiders is Matt Lowe. Johnson awaits the snap. Boot up into the air, high, not too long. Lowe is going to let it bounce at the 27. Takes a Tiger bounce all the way down inside the 10 and rolls dead at the 5-yard line. So Middle has a long uphill battle on their first offensive possession. 59-yard punt with a kind roll for Ashley Johnson and the Tigers. That's one of those, Love wanted to haul in, but figured he probably couldn't get to in time.
Well, that's a good point. The way he was coming to the ball, had he gotten there on time, he may have mishandled it.
Quinn will lead the offense. McGill, Aaron Miller, Matt Lowe, the receiver, Davis at tight end, and Try Hurd, a new split-end transfer from Dodge City Community College out of Columbia, South Carolina. Langford, McDonald, Norwood, Call, and Hall on the front line. First down, Quinn the pitch to McGill over the left side, looking for room, not much there. Maybe a couple of yards. Tackle made by number 58, Armand Williams, the junior inside linebacker, transfer from Eastern Michigan, 6'2" and 235. Defensive line back for the Tigers, Lamar Carter, he's a good one at defensive end. Jamil Graham, Lamont Ford in the middle, Ingram and Ziegler on the other defensive end. Only 2 linebackers listed, Brent Sterling and Armand Williams. The safeties, the cornerbacks as well in the backfield. Jarek Hiller, remember him from a tailback spot last year. Abdul Rue, Daryl Hinton, and Eric Joyce. 2nd and 8 for MTSU from about the 11.5 or 12-yard line. Backs in the eye behind Jonathan Quinn. Quinn straight drop, has time, pass is batted down. Nice defensive play by number 5 for Tennessee State, Jarek Hillary, who stepped in front of that pass and batted it away.
That was a good omen for Middle Tennessee, though. They sent Ziegler and Carter off the ends on the blitz. They gave Quinn good protection. It was just good coverage by number 5, Hillary.
So a 3rd and long situation now for Jonathan Quinn and the Raiders. Coach Boots Donnelly has said Quinn, after a disappointing season last year, only 931 yards passing, 9 interceptions, only 4 touchdowns, where he shared a lot of time with Ronnie Gordon last year. This year, the offense is his, and Boots Donnelly says he expects much better production out of Quinn this year. 3rd and 8. TSU showing blitz, they come. Quick pass to Lowe. Gets a block outside, gets to the 16. He's going to be very close to the first down. Tackle made by T.J. Smith for the Tigers. Had to get to the 15 to move the sticks, and he does so. First down MTSU.
I think he made it. That was a nice play by Quinn. Watch Lamar Carter come off the end right here. Quinn makes the hot read to Lowe, dumps it off to him. Lowe gets a great block and stretches it out for the first down. Good passing play by the Blue Raiders.
First down of the ball game for the Raiders. 12:28 left in this opening quarter from Nashville's Hale Stadium. 2 receivers right, 1 left. The lone setback behind Quinn is LeBron McGill. Tigers showing blitz again. This time they drop out of it. Quinn straight drop, fakes the handoff, rushes on, passes complete out in the flat. Quick defensive play, stepping up for a tackle of about 3 yards of the gain as Jarek Hillary, Daryl Hinton both there to make the stop on number 9, Rashad Kraft, the sophomore, 6'1", 189 from Houston, Texas.
Joe, that play doesn't show up very big in the stat sheet, only a gain of about 3 or 4 yards, but it showed a lot of Jonathan Quinn. He took some pressure, was able to find his receiver, dumped it off for the completion even though he was flattened. So that's a good start for this senior quarterback.
Tigers figure to try to rattle Quinn as he did not have a good game at all here last year. 2nd and 6, handoff up the middle. There's nothing there. Brian McGill headed back, maybe didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage as a wall of TSU defenders led by number 92 up front, Brian Hubbard, made the stop. Maybe he got back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, Hubbard did a good job of taking on the blocker, getting rid of him as you teach a defensive tackle, and closing in on the ball carrier.
L.C. Cole in his 2nd season at TSU, 4-7 last year. Quinn 2 for 3 passing so far for 11 yards, and in a passing situation here on 3rd and 7. 2 receivers right. Quinn straight drop again. Slips but gets his feet back. Now he's going to tuck it and run. 25, 30, 40, midfield. Quinn to the 45. You talk about catching somebody by surprise. Nobody expects Jonathan Quinn to run with the football.
Well, he did a great job that time. They had 2 receivers to the right. He read man coverage by Tennessee State. When no one was open, he did the smart thing and tucked it up. Watch here. He drops back. He sees the man coverage. Nobody open. Doesn't force the throw. Tucks it up, finds the seam, and is able to turn it into a very big game. Smart play by Jonathan Quinn.
Eric Joyce finally made the tackle after a gain of 35. 1st and 10 Raiders in TSU territory at the 45-yard line. Quinn in the shotgun, directing a little traffic now as McGill is back there, moves to his left side. Quinn straight drop. Little quick pass inside to Davis, 40. 35, almost breaks it across the 30 down to about the 28. Eric Joyce hanging on to the leg after a gain of 17 on the quick tight end slant.
Well, that was a good play. Tennessee State had put in 3 defensive linemen and 8 DBs and mixture of DBs and linebackers. This is a wide receiver screen. Watch the TSU defenders. There's the dump to the wide receiver. Good block on the corner, and he's able to get some good yardage. Excellent call by the Blue Raiders.
Gary Davis only had 5 catches last year for 40 yards and a touchdown from Salina High School, Salina, Tennessee. 1st and 10 Raiders from the 30 as they continue to move on their opening drive. Quinn, straight drop, quick pass, almost intercepted. That was a very dangerous pass that fell intended for Matt Lowe, but was incomplete.
Well, Lamar Carter, a very versatile athlete there, number 27. They dropped him off into coverage. Sometimes Middle Tennessee's going to see him come off the corner. Sometimes he'll be a linebacker. And then other times he'll drop off into coverage like a corner. He is a very important player for the Tigers.
Alex Robbins, quarterback's coach for MTSU, who has obviously spent a lot of the spring and fall trying to build Jonathan Quinn's confidence back up after what I'm sure was a very disappointing 96. 2nd and 10 Raiders. Tigers showing blitz again. Quinn with backs in the eye, going to check the play at the line. And he's not going to get the play off in time. That time the Tigers shuffling, I believe, got to him.
Well, I think he read blitz and he saw that he did not have the correct play against that blitz, so he wisely changed it at the line.
We had a dead ball, delay of game on the offense, 5 yards.
Referee Tom Ritter, an entire Ohio Valley Conference crew, head linesman Bill Smith, field judge Tom Weber, umpire Mike Hagan, line judge Roy Woods, and back judge Charlie Hall. 2nd and 15 now for the Raiders. Ball moved back to the 34-yard line. Quinn 3 of 5 so far passing for 28 yards. has 35 on his own via the run. Out of the shotgun. Straight drop. Pass thrown again into traffic and nobody there. That's twice in a row that Quinn has gotten away with it because he's thrown it right into the middle of the traffic.
Well, that was a good play by Eric McCray of Tennessee State. He read wide receiver screen. They went to the well once too often. Watch this. Here's Quinn in the shotgun. Here's the screen. McCray reads it, slides off, and almost picks it off. That was a nice play by McCray, and it could have been a big turnover for Middle Tennessee.
And that's one of those plays where you're looking to that receiver immediately. You don't have many options if that receiver's covered. 3rd and 15. Quinn out of the shotgun again. No TSU defender farther back than 5 yards off the line of scrimmage. Quinn rolls right, lofts one up in the corner, just over the outstretched hands of number 10, Try Hurd, the transfer from Dodge City Community College. He had a step on the defender, but was running out of room in the corner, and the pass just overthrown.
Well, Quinn did a nice job of getting away from the pressure. Watch the roll. He gets a nice block by Kelverick Green right there. Gives him a chance to throw the ball. He gets a lick right after it. Ball just over the outstretched arms of the wide receiver. But that was a good call given the pressure of the Tigers.
And Coach Boots Donnelly is going to try to get some points on the board, and he's going to have to go with a 52-yard field goal attempt by Keegan Ray. The left footer from Clarksville did have a 50-yarder last year, was 13 of 19 in attempts. Low snap, low driving kick is good. 52-yard field goal by Keegan Ray of Clarksville, and MTSU has struck the board first. 9:34 left in the opening quarter. It's Blue Raiders 3, Tigers nothing.
Are you worried about rotten wood on your home? Are you tired of paying out lots of dollars to painters or afraid of dangers of painting yourself? It doesn't have to be like this. American Home Design will make your home look new with siding, trim, and gutters for as little as $75 a month. Imagine no more painting of rotten wood and a brand new look to your home that will last forever. We guarantee our prices to be equal to or lower than the competition. And we have financing as low as $75 a month with no down payment.
The salesman was very informative, and he never applied any pressure.
For 20 years, American Home Design has installed doors, siding, cabinet refacing, and windows on Middle Tennessee homes. Most of our 16,000 customers will tell you they got more than they bargained for, and for that, we're proud. We offer quality work at the lowest possible prices, and I guarantee it.
When you call for a free estimate, you're automatically entered in our sweepstakes. You could win replacement windows for your home or a new sunroom. Call now.
Missed another call. I need a pager.
We can do a free pager when you buy activation and airtime.
I wish my pager matched my outfit.
We can do that in a variety of colors.
I just broke my pager, and I gotta get it fixed now.
We can do that. We repair pagers.
Harold, this is Angela's number. I need a new boyfriend.
We can't do that, but we can activate the other pager she doesn't know he has for just $9.99. In-touch paging, 2 locations to serve you. We can do that.
Nick Freno's ready for his first day at high school.
Good morning, class. I'm Mr. Freno. Hey, class. I'm Mr. Freno, but you can call me Nick. Hey, I'm the Nickster. What's up? You talking to me? Yo, homeroom! Freno's in the house! What's up? Who's ready to get down with some algebra? Perfect. Let's do this.
Nick Freno coming this fall.
Coming soon to Nashville's WB58.
Blue Raiders on the board first thanks to a 52-yard field goal by Clarksville's Keegan Ray. MTSU leads Tennessee State by a score of 3-0. Joe Fisher and Ralph Miranda, glad you're with us at Hale Stadium. 9:34 left in the opening quarter. The scoring drive for MTSU, 11 plays, 60 yards, 3 minutes and 57 seconds. Big play of the drive, Jonathan Quinn's 35-yard run up the middle that helped get him into a good position.
Well, you hate to see your quarterback take off on a run like that because you always worry about injury, but that was a smart thing to do. He did not force the pass into the good man coverage and turned it up for a very positive gain.
So now Keegan Ray all pumped up after a career long. He had kicked a 50-yarder last year. He certainly has the leg, but direction had been a problem, frankly, for him in the past. In fact, last year he was used as a long-distance kicker. Rhett Kopp was used closer in for the more accuracy. Ray will kick it back to Davenport and Cameron Howard back deep for the Tigers. driving kick. This one all the way back into the end zone. Howard goes 4 yards deep, and he's going to come out with it. 15, not much farther. Well, Cameron Howard went back, still going back, made the catch in the end zone, and probably lucky to get back to the 17. A 20-yard return unofficially, counting the 3 in the end zone.
Well, if he doesn't make it back to the 20, then it's a poor choice, isn't it?
That would make sense. Coach Boots Donnelly, who puts in about 5 or 10 miles a game on the sideline.
Good thing he doesn't have one of those headphones and all that cord, right?
Tigers with Howard back at, or Leon Murray back at quarterback, 1 for 2 for 5 yards so far in the ball game. 3 receivers right, 1 receiver now in motion. Fakes the handoff, fakes the reverse, going long. Murray has a receiver, got him. 40, now it's a foot race. 20, 10, touchdown, Tennessee State. Corey Sullivan, an 84-yard scoring pass from Leon Murray, and Sullivan never broke stride on a perfect throw.
No, that was a great throw by Murray, great run by Sullivan, and that touchdown pass unveils the problem with Middle Tennessee's defensive scheme. They switched back to the wide tackle 6, and I'll show you if we get the replay later why that becomes a problem.
Last week he caught 1 pass for 23 yards. He's way up his average this week already with an 84-yard reception. Bud Billings in to attempt the extra point. It's blocked. It's live. That ball could be returned, but not able to do so. In college football, if you block that 2-point or that extra point, you can take it back and score yourself. Darrell Love tried to do it. He did pick it up, but alertly TSU's defenders were there to stop him. So TSU's lead is 6-3 over MTSU. Just like that. 9:12 left on the clock in the first quarter.
Here's the throw. Watch the secondary. It's not going to be a good look there, but you see number 5, he's the free safety. With the wide tackle 6, you've got a 3-deep coverage. When you're in a 3-deep coverage, the middle zone is the weak area, and Tennessee State took advantage of that and went the distance quickly. Here it is again. Look at the middle zone, how weak it is. You got the corner 18, the free safety 5, nobody there in the middle, and Sullivan hauls it in to go for 6.
Youth is a major concern for this MTSU team. No seniors on the lineup, in the starting lineup anywhere, and in fact, several sophomores and a couple of freshmen in the starting lineup. So Coach Boots Donnelly's got to get the troops together and say, we're okay. Don't worry about it. That's just one. We got plenty of time.
Well, you know, Boots went to the wide tackle 6 because of all the defensive linemen they lost last year. But you've got a guy in Charlie Walker who's a sophomore at free safety. That puts a lot of pressure on him in that middle zone against a team that can throw the ball effectively.
MTSU lost several top defensive players last year. Typhel McMullen, a transfer from Texas A&M. A couple of great defensive ends in Anthony Hicks, Anthony McCord, Byron DeGraffenreid in the middle. So they lost a lot of experience and a lot of talent, and it's going to take a while for this group to step back up. They've got youth, they've got speed, they don't have experience.
But I think you made the point now. They have to calm down now, forget about that play, and continue to execute their game plan.
Celicio Sanford is back deep to receive the kick for MTSU, along with Charlie Walker. Sanford on the far sideline, 25, going to get just short of the 30-yard line where the Raiders will put it in play, 1st and 10. 14-yard return by Celicio Sanford. And now we'll see how the Raiders react after having the lead for about 20 seconds. Jonathan Quinn will lead this offense. They looked very patient and organized in that first drive.
Well, they really did. They made some good things happen, and getting that field goal was a very positive thing for them.
Quinn with backs in the eye, Miller at fullback, McGill at tailback. Wide receivers to each side. Quinn, straight drop, looks right. Now he's going to go long with it. Receiver wide open at midfield and run down from behind inside the 40. Tree Hurd, the wide receiver, hauls it in on the sideline. Jarek Hillary runs him out of bounds. That little pump fake froze him.
Well, Jarek Hillary, a new corner, he bought the pump fake. He jumped the out route, and then the receiver Hurd turns up, into no man's land for the completion. Hillary recovers nicely, but he did get burnt.
35-yard gain by the Raiders, who are right back in Tiger territory. 1st and 10 from just inside the 36. Single setback is McGill. He's only had one shot at it so far tonight. Drop again, slant pass complete. Across the 30, inside, close to the first down stakes once again is Tree Hurd. They're expecting big things out of him immediately, and the Raiders need somebody to step up after losing D. Mostiller last year.
Well, that's what they're trying to establish. They've got to have a go-to guy, and this is a good strategy by the Blue Raiders. Tennessee State's defense is packed in the middle. They've got 8 and 9 guys that sometimes in there. They've got to widen that defense out by hitting those short corner routes.
How often do you keep going short each side before you go long down the middle? You have to wonder. That's what they've been trying to set up. 2nd and 1. Quinn, quick handoff. McGill up the middle across the 20 to the 17. First down for the Raiders. Freshman free safety Abdul Rue with the tackle for the Tigers, but the Raiders move the sticks, and they're in the red zone.
Well, that's good play calling by the Blue Raiders. Now they've got the Tennessee State defense back on their heels. Watch this now. Quick handoff, trap play. Beautiful execution, big yardage in the middle because you've got the Tiger defense worried about the corner.
That's McGill's strength, too. He is a straight-ahead runner. 5'6", 175 out of Hillsborough High School. He gets the call again, breaks it outside, breaks one tackle, penalty flag down. He's not going to get anything. Brought down at the line of scrimmage. Darrell Hinton leading the charge over there along with Benny Ziegler, the defensive end. Face mask call on Tennessee State.
Well, that happened right when McGill broke to the line of scrimmage. I believe it was inadvertent, probably the 5-yard variety, but nonetheless, it's going to be a first down. Here it comes. Watch the Tennessee State defender as he grabs the face mask right there, and that's going to be the penalty.
That's should be 5 yards.
And that's all it should be, exactly, inadvertent.
Let's see what referee Tom Ritter has to say.
5-yard face mask foul on the defense. 5 yards from the spot of the snap. Still first down.
5 yards from the spot of the foul and still first down. McGill, 150 rushes, 542 yards last year, and the offense struggled, so the running game was not able to get up to the standards that I think that they are accustomed to, although Kilvarick Green did rush for over 600 himself.
Well, the Raiders have to establish a running game. If you don't have a running game, defenses will quickly shut down your outside passing game.
1st and 5 now from the 13-yard line. Showing blitz, handoff McGill, cuts it up the middle, not going to get much at all. Maybe a yard in the middle, but not much more than that. Terrence Guyton, the nose guard, number 94 in there, last to get up off of the bottom of the pile, along with the defensive end, Benny Ziegler.
Well, the strength of this Tiger defense is the front 7 and 8 people, and if you can get some movement or some push from your offensive line on those guys and spring McGill, you can let him get loose from the secondary. If you can't get that, they're going to shut you down.
Quinn 5 for 9 passing, 72 yards and a touchdown. Quick snap, pitch to McGill around the corner, got one block, stays on his feet inside the 5 down to the 4-yard line, which is more than enough for the first down. Had to get to the 7 for the first down. He moved it all the way inside the 5, and McGill at 5'6" and 170 is tough to bring down.
Well, he really is. Here it is, just a little quick pitch. Let's see Hinton on the end. The strong safety, number 10, fights off the block and shuts it down. It's very hard to run wide on a very quick defense like Tennessee State. The best way to attack them is quick openers and traps straight up the gut.
So Quinn with 1st and goal now from the 4. Miller and McGill in the eye. Wide receiver Matt Lowe tucked in the slot on the right side. Straight give to McGill. Touchdown, MTSU. I don't think anybody touched him. 4 yards right up the middle.
Well, as I said, that's how you attack a team that's got good quickness. You go right at them and take on their quickness with tough blocking up front. That's what the Blue Raiders did, and McGill did the rest from 4 yards out. Here it comes. Watch, just man-on-man blocking. Here comes the fullback with a great lead. They get the push, and McGill bounces into the end zone.
Good job up front by the Raiders' offensive line, and now Keegan Ray on to attempt the extra point. He's already got a 52-yard field goal this afternoon. Tacks on the point after. 6:41 left in the opening quarter, and the Raiders have gone back out front. It's 10-6 MTSU.
Loco Lupe's.
Loco Lupe's is the place to be for great fun, music, and wonderful Mexican food. A place with just the right mix of romantic atmosphere and pure fun. Now, 4 locations: Hermitage, Hickory Hollow Mall, Clarksville, and Hendersonville.
Let your chimichanga, let your chimichanga, let your chimichanga Loco Lupe's.
This is Mike. He's been helping his Grandpa Ray of Ray's Custom Exhaust since he could walk.
Pop, this one needs a muffler.
Go ahead and put a muffler on it, Mike.
Mike may not have the 10 years experience his grandpa has, but he likes helping his grandpa work on exhaust systems, brakes, shocks, and struts. Put your vehicle into the hands of a professional when it needs some tender, loving care.
Pa, this one's dying.
Just don't give Mike your keys until he's a little older. Ray's Custom Exhaust, New Nashville Highway in Murfreesboro.
It's going to cost $160.
I'm a little short on cash. Can I pay you next week on payday?
Lady, I'm a mechanic, not a bank.
It's hard to always be able to cover those unexpected expenses. When you need extra cash, National Cash Advance is the answer.
We will cash your personal check and hold it until your next payday. It's quick and there's no credit check. When your payday's too far away, think National Cash Advance.
Got the cash.
Great. Your home is one of your biggest investments. It deserves the champion. And so do you.
I'm a press punch operator. I think the thing I like most about working here is the people. It's a good atmosphere to work in.
I work on a computerized glass cutter. It saves waste on the material. With savings, we pass on to the customers.
My job here as a floor foreman is to make sure nothing gets out of here unless it's at the highest quality.
Buy factory direct and save. Call for your free estimate.
An impressive answer with a scoring drive, Ralph, after TSU had struck like lightning themselves.
Exactly. And then just good push from the ground view. You see that the offensive line gets enough of a push to spring McGill into the end zone, and the Blue Raiders take the lead again.
10-6 MTSU, 6:41 left to play. That drive, 71 yards in 6 plays, only took 2 minutes and 22 seconds. McGill capped it from 4 yards out. And Keegan Ray set to boot it again deep to Davenport and Howard. Howard in the end zone again, this time only 2 yards deep. He's going to come out and come to the near side. 10, 15, nice play out there by number 15 for MTSU. Jermaine Wilson, who submarined the pack and made the tackle as it looked like there was a lane opening up on the sideline.
Well, you have to be that way when you're on special teams, especially kick coverage. You're the kamikaze pilot. You've got to throw your body down there and break any kind of interference that you see.
Ball just short of the 18-yard line where the Tigers will put it in play, 1st and 10. Leon Murray still at quarterback for Tennessee State. Todd Valentine was listed to be the starter. But Murray, after a strong performance against Florida A&M, earned the start tonight. From the shotgun, one receiver in motion to the left. Little drop for the screen pass. It's set up and the receiver can't hang on. Pass is incomplete. Looking for Michael Durden, the redshirt freshman out of Pembroke Pines, Florida. He juggled it but couldn't come up with it.
Well, he had him wide open. They had it set up nicely, and he had a couple of blocks in front of him. Had he been able to hang on, he would have gone for at least 7 or 8 yards.
Leon Murray, 2 of 4 passing tonight for 89 yards. Of course, 84 of those came on one throw his last time out and resulted in the TSU touchdown. 2nd and 10, backs in the eye behind Murray. Fakes the handoff, looking long again. This time passes up the middle, complete to Juan Hall for a 1st down and more, just over the 35-yard line. Cedric Stiegel and Charlie Walker there to make the stop after a gain of 18. A lot of time, and he was open.
Well, he was, and anytime you got to cover a guy like Juan Hall, man on man from the corner, that's difficult. He just drove Stiegel back, took the in route. Murray delivered the ball right on target, and Stiegel had to do a good job to catch up with him.
Hall had a big game last year here against MTSU. 7 catches, 134 yards, and a touchdown. 1st and 10 for the Tigers from the 35. Receiver in motion is Kevin Jackson. Murray going to run out of the pocket to the right. Pump fake, he's going to tuck it, head for the sideline, gets out of bounds just short of the 1st down sticks at the 45. I think he's going to be a little less than a yard short. Clay Griffin, the inside linebacker over there, to run him out.
Well, that's that's what makes Murray so difficult. As a defensive back, you've got to hold your coverage. Watch, he rolls out of the pocket. Now, what do? Do you come up to stop him, or do you stay on coverage? He tucks it under and runs and picks up some big yardage.
Officials are going to call a timeout here, bring the chains across the field and measure it close enough to look at it that way for the first down.
Use your eyes now, use your eyes.
And Murray will spend the time over close to the sideline, probably get a little extra instruction while he's over there. Sort of a free timeout.
That's exactly what it is. And Middle taking advantage of it, too. Terrell Neesmith over talking to the defensive coaches.
They stretch the chains. And it is a first down. It sure looked from where he went out of bounds like he was going to be about a half a yard short.
Well, he got the right foot spot.
That's right.
You always want the right foot spot and not the left foot spot.
Left foot cost you half a yard.
That's right.
TSU 118 total yards, MTSU 85. Frankly, neither defense has really stopped anybody yet. 5:52 left to go in the first quarter. We're on a sizzling yardage pace for the night. First and 10 Tigers just across the 45. Jamar Toomer in motion to the left side. Murray with a pitch to Davenport. Maybe a couple to about the 48 off the left side.
Well, it's going to be tough for Tennessee State to run wide on the Blue Raider defense. The wide tackle 6, the strong part of the defense is the wide areas, and that's going to be hard for Tennessee State to get a push on that end because you've got the defensive end and you've got the linebacker.
Bunch and Coulter over there to help make the stop. 2nd and 8 from the shotgun. Murray has time, steps up, throws across the middle. Did he catch it? No, incomplete. It was low. He went down for the shoe top catch, but unable to come up with it. Kevin Jackson, the transfer from Cincinnati, the senior, 6'1", 195, had 1 catch for 12 yards in this game last year.
But I'll tell you one thing, they got the matchup they wanted there. Jackson on the linebacker, Chastain in that middle zone. Anytime Murray sees that, he's going to go to that one all night long.
Jackson, the senior from Fort Lauderdale. 3rd and 8 now for the Tigers from the 47. 2 receivers on each side. Murray looking quick. Slant pass complete. 35, 34-yard line, first down for the Tigers. Reception hauled in by number 2, Tyrone Butterfield, the transfer from Michigan. 5'9", 190. Brian Chastain, the outside linebacker, there to make the stop.
And I think
17.
The Blue Raiders are going to have to change their defense tonight. Watch this right here. Butterfield right behind 41, the linebacker. There's no way the linebacker can cover that zone against a guy as fast as number 2.
And timeout on the field taken by MTSU as Tyrone Butterfield is a face that you're going to see quite a bit of. He's actually number 2 instead of number 3, but I'm sure you'll be familiar with that number soon. Timeout on the field, 5:07 left in the first quarter. MTSU 10, TSU 6.
If you've got an old kitchen but can't afford a brand new kitchen, it doesn't have to be like this. American Home Design in just a few days can replace your outdated kitchen with a brand new look at half the cost. Kitchen refacing by American Home Design can give you a new kitchen without the mess of completely tearing out your kitchen cabinets, and it increases the value of your home. We guarantee our prices to be equal to or lower than the competition.
We're very pleased with the results. Everything went exactly as planned, and we love our new kitchen.
For 20 years, American Home Design has installed doors, siding, cabinet refacing, and windows on Middle Tennessee homes. Most of our 16,000 customers will tell you they got more than they bargained for, and for that, we're proud. We offer quality work at the lowest possible prices, and I guarantee it.
When you call for a free estimate, you're automatically entered in our sweepstakes. You could win replacement windows for your home or a new sunroom. Call now.
Hey folks, I'm Doug Keller of Country Squire Homes in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. I want you to come on down and look at some of the great deals we have going on right now. Here's a couple of my associates.
Hi, I'm Kyle Forster. Let me tell you about some of the great specials we have. We got $449 down on single wides, $899 down on doubles, financing as low as 9.9%.
Hi, I'm Wade Brunson. For the widest selection and the best prices in town, come see us at Country Squire Homes, Murfreesboro.
Hey, Doug, I got 2 tickets to the big game Saturday. I can't go. The U.S. for $100, 50-yard line.
Oh, man, I'd love to. But I'm broke, and payday's not till next week.
Hey, I'll take them.
Whoa. Give me 15 minutes.
Get the cash you need today from NCA. National Cash Advance will cash your personal check and hold it until your next payday. It's quick and there's no credit check.
Got the cash?
Great.
Hotel accommodations for tonight's crew have been provided by Holiday Inn Select at Vanderbilt. Be sure to try their new restaurant, Cafe Becca, or after the game, join your friends at their nightclub, Ivory's. Holiday Inn Select, located at 2613 West End Avenue. After the timeout, 1st and 10 for the Tigers on the move from the 35. Murray gets Hall into motion. Straight drop, pump fake, now just drops one into the center, incomplete. Raiders finally got a little bit of a rush on him, really for the first time.
Well, actually, the Tigers allowed Middle Tennessee to make that play. They closed their offense down. Remember, they've been spreading them out some. Now they come down, that packs the defense in. The defensive line got the push, and someone got the hand in Murray's face.
MTSU was 7 first downs to Tennessee State's 4. Of course, TSU went long and scored on one play on an earlier drive. Passing on the night, Murray 4 of 7, 124 yards. 84 coming on one strike. That one to Sullivan. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Murray in the shotgun. Looking left, no surprise. Pass incomplete, thrown behind the intended receiver, Kevin Jackson. They loaded up the left side that time.
Well, again, I've been saying it most of the night. 3 wide receivers to the left. You've got to have a linebacker covering that short zone. And when you've got that, that's where you want to go because there's no way he can cover the speedy wide receiver.
Tigers not taking any time to huddle. They were calling the plays basically at the line of scrimmage. 3 receivers left again. 3rd and 10 from the 35. Murray looks left again. Has time, passes, has a receiver complete. Juan Hall down to the 18-yard line. It'll be first down for the Tigers. Darrell Love just gave him a little bit too much room out there, and Hall able to make the catch for a gain of 18.
Well, Love was isolated back there by himself. They had Neesmith on the short slot route. Hall just breaks off the deep out, and he catches it underneath the corner and in back of the linebacker. Just a good play, hard to stop in a 3-deep secondary.
Juan Hall from Nashville Maplewood had a big game last year here against the Raiders. This time they moved the 3 receivers to the right. Murray looks right, throws right, pass batted away. Good defensive play. Hall had it in his hands, but then coming up quickly, the cornerback Cedric Stegall makes the hit and knocks it loose.
And that's exactly what you need to do as a corner. Good closing speed on the wide receiver. Stegall had it, and Tennessee State does not complete the pass.
Stegall had 2 interceptions last year, 4 interceptions in 95.
Pretty good coverage that time by the Blue Raiders. Chastain was in good position, as was Stegall.
Even if he had made the catch, it would not have been a sizable gain. 5 of 10 passing, 143 yards for Leon Murray. Probably going to the air again here on 2nd and 10. Wide receiver Butterfield in motion left. Pass is to Butterfield on the sideline. Going to get 4 or 5 yards. Brought down still in bounds at about the 13-yard line.
Well, actually now as the Tigers get closer to the end zone, the Blue Raiders have the advantage. They have less territory to cover, so they can close that defense down. It'll be harder for the Tigers to find the seams.
Boots Donnelly instructing his young defense. In 3rd down conversions so far, the Tigers are perfect tonight, 2 of 2. This is 3rd and 5. Straight drop. Murray looking in the corner, has a pass, batted away. Hall just up off of his outstretched hands as one Raider defender went up in front of Hall, and that may have had a little bit of distraction as well.
Well, without much room to cover, Neesmith was the underneath cover man. Murray reading the coverage, but he throws the ball right over the linebacker. Neesmith just about picks it off, but deters the flight of the ball just enough for Hall not to make the catch.
So 4th and 5, and coming into the game to attempt the field goal is Buck Billings. He was 0 for 1 in field goal attempts last week, 4 for 4 in point afters. He kicked a 54-yard field goal during the spring game, so he's got the leg. The transfer from Carson Newman. This kick from just about 30 yards is good. So the Tigers cut it to 10-9 on a 31-yard field goal by Buck Billings. Played his high school ball at Goodpasture High School, went to Carson Newman, transferred and came to TSU, and he gets his first field goal of the 97 season. Neither defense really being very successful tonight so far.
Well, you know, you're exactly right. I think the Blue Raiders not being successful because their defensive scheme is preventing them from covering these receivers. The Tigers not being successful because the Blue Raiders have a good game plan and they're keeping them back on their heels. So we'll see if that changes at all as we go forward.
Sundays, you can catch comedian actor Tom Arnold as he stars in one of this season's most highly anticipated shows, The Tom Show, 8 o'clock p.m. Sundays on Nashville's WB 58.
How does he rate that?
Followed by The Ralph Show.
The Ralph Show. I was just going to say, if we can have a Tom Show, why can't we have a Ralph Show?
This is The Ralph Show.
Oh,
Every time you show up, it's a show. 3:53 left in the opening quarter. Offenses have had no problem scoring points. TSU with a touchdown and a field goal had the point after blocked on their touchdown, and that's the difference in the ball game.
But remember, the Tigers had a lead late in the ball game against Florida A&M, and they could not keep up. They wore down. So we'll see if tonight that becomes a factor and they start wearing down in the second half.
Well, that is something to consider. They lost 10 players before the season started with academic problems. Then they lost 5 more to injury in the Florida A&M game last week. In fact, Coach L.C. Cole held an open tryout Thursday afternoon here to try to find some bodies to help in the depth department.
Well, if you had called me, I'd have come. I still got a year of eligibility.
Short kick booted and brought in at the 20-yard line across the 30. Raiders get it up to the 35-yard line where they'll be in good field position. Kelverick Green hauls it in and brings it up to the 35, a return of 15 yards where the Raiders will put it in play 1st and 10. If you'd shown up, Ralph, they probably would have found a place for you.
Yeah.
They need some help.
I could have done it, man.
TSU scoring play, 6 plays, 63 yards, 2 minutes and 38 seconds. And Buck Billings with a 31-yard field goal to cap the drive. Neither team taking much time to score tonight, moving predominantly through the air and not taking a lot of time. Jonathan Quinn for the night, 5 of 9 passing, 72 yards. Already a much better game than he had last year against TSU. Last year, Quinn was 4 of 15 for 43 yards and 2 interceptions. Ended up sharing time with Ronnie Gordon, the Vanderbilt transfer, in that game.
Well, he's impressed me tonight so far, Quinn. He's made some good decisions, and it shows that he might be getting back that form that made him so successful in '95.
Quinn calling the shots. Kelverick Green in at tailback now for MTSU, the sophomore from Cairo, Georgia. 1st and 10. Green gets the call, gets a little seam, gets across the 40, and gets about 8 yards on the play. Jarek Hillary, the weak side cornerback there to make the stop, sort of a tailback hauling down a tailback. Hillary played tailback last year. Kelverick Green, the sophomore, rushed for 635 yards and 7 touchdowns last season, only played in 6 ball games. Averaged almost 5 yards a carry last season. 2nd and a long 2. Tigers showing blitz again. They're coming. Quinn fakes. Has time. Now he's blindsided and brought down. The big hit by Lamar Carter, the defensive end. Quinn had time to throw, but nobody open, and Carter hunted him down for a loss of 8.
Yeah, and you can see the foam coming out of the sides of Lamar Carter's mouth. If you're a defensive end, this is your dream right here. You're just hoping, don't throw the ball, don't throw the ball. Bang, right there. Great hit by Carter. Nobody open downfield. And that's a great feeling if you're a defensive end.
First sack for the Tigers tonight, loss of 8 on the play. Quinn never saw him coming.
No, he really didn't. He just took a pop. And he was lucky to get up from that one.
He's also lucky he didn't fumble the football. Exactly. The ball was right up there where the helmet was coming, and Quinn was able to hang on.
And that's what they do well, Tennessee State. They pressure the quarterback.
So 3rd and long now for MTSU. Lamar Carter gets a little bit of a breather, and well-deserved. Raiders 0 for 1 in 3rd down conversions tonight. They're going to have to get 10 yards to convert here. Quinn from the shotgun. Rush is coming. They set up the screen. 40. Breaks the tackle. 45. Flag is down. Enough for the first down is number 9, Rashad Kraft, brought down by Byron Holloman. There's a flag back around where Quinn was making the pass. I don't know if he was hit late.
Could be a late hit. But Tennessee State had that screen read perfectly. They just couldn't wrap him up.
There's a roughing the passer violation, which is tagged on to the gain. So that is a huge penalty.
Here it is right here, a screen situation. Let's see how, well, we really couldn't see it, but obviously it was a late hit because there was at least 2 or 3 steps between them and Jonathan Quinn.
And Rashad Kraft has stepped up nicely tonight. He's got a couple of catches so far. That one was a 12-yard gain. Big conversion on 3rd and 10. Tack on the 15-yard penalty. So the Raiders go 1st and 10 from the Tigers 38. 2:15 left to play in the opening quarter. Lone setback is Green. He gets the call. And maybe a yard, not much, as the entire left side of the TSU defensive line, including linebacker Brent Sterling there, to make the stop. Terrence Guyton also gets up off the pile. Lamar Carter as well in on it.
Well, look here, they're trying to run wide. Remember, Tennessee State's very quick. They fill the gaps well. There's Sterling making a good read from his linebacker spot. It's very difficult to run wide on the Tiger defense.
So 2nd and long now for the Raiders. Wide receiver Matt Lowe wide left, one receiver wide right. All the Tigers defense up within 5 yards of the line. They're playing man-to-man. They are right on the receivers at the line. Quinn tucks it, gonna run. 35, gets to the 30. Short of the first down by a couple of yards. Brought down by Jarek Hillary. And also Terrence Guyton out there to make the stop. That's got to make you hold your breath. Quinn's the only experienced quarterback Boots Donnelly has.
Exactly. He just looked for a short time and then tucked it under and ran. That's dangerous.
Got about 6 yards on the play. Let's call it 3rd and 3. We're inside a minute to go in the first quarter. Ball sitting on the 31. Same offensive set for the Raiders. Quinn has looked very cool and in control tonight so far. Tigers showing the blitz again. They're all up on the line. Quinn blindsided. Pass is almost intercepted, and Carter had it right in his hands and couldn't hang on. Well, Carter had it hit him, I think, right in the face mask almost.
Well, I think Quinn's a little bit upset here. They had the blitz on. They were all over him. Looked like the blitz came from Larry Floyd playing out of the defensive end position, but I'm a little bit confused as to why Middle has gone away from the wider offense with the split out wide receivers, 2 to the right or 2 to the left. By packing in and closing their formations, they're allowing the Tigers to get some pressure up the middle.
So they'll go to Keegan Ray, who's already got one from 52 yards tonight. This one from 48. Kick has the distance. This one is no good. Apparently wide to the right. Had the distance, but couldn't put it through the uprights. And with 30 seconds left to go in the first quarter, TSU's defense is held, and they'll take over. Raiders moved it, but then stalled when they get inside the 40.
Well, they've got to go back to what they did well early in the quarter when they were splitting out wide receivers with one back in the backfield. That forces Tennessee State to declare what they're going to cover, and it widens them out. Now, by packing it in with 2 tight ends and 2 wide receivers, you're giving Tennessee State a chance to put the blitz together right up the middle.
1st and 10 Tigers from the 31. 3 receivers right this time. They've been coming in trips either left or right the last 3 or 4 times. They do send 1 receiver in motion. Murray fakes the reverse, flag down. Screen pass to Davenport. 35, 40, got a little room out to the 45. There is a flag down in the TSU backfield. 14-yard gain on the pass to Davenport, but it's probably going to come back. What do you think, Ralph?
I think it's got to be some sort of illegal procedure with all that movement and how quick that flag came down, but let's see.
There is a discussion among the officials, and that's what it is, illegal procedure against the offense. Wide receiver went into motion and then almost stopped on his way. Sometimes there are different interpretations as to when you can stop, or if you're stopped for a second, or if you turn toward the line.
That's exactly right. If you start turning toward the line even the slightest bit, they could call you for that.
So that negates a 14-yard gain. 21 seconds left in the first quarter, and Coach L.C. Cole, his Tigers down by 1. But no indication that 10-9 is going to be anywhere close to the final score tonight.
No, it doesn't look that way right now. But you know, L.C. Cole's done a good job of bringing back fundamentals and discipline. This is a very good football team, and they're showing it.
TSU 3 penalties tonight for 25 yards. That one negated a 14-yard gain. 1st and 15, quick pass, Hall to the 30, breaks a couple of tackles, still on his feet across the 35, out to the 36-yard line. Juan Hall brought down finally by Mal Waldrop, the sophomore defensive tackle. That's a play both sides have used tonight. Gain of 8 just across the 35 out to the 36, setting up 2nd and 5 as we are at the end of the first quarter. After one, MTSU leads Tennessee State by a score of 10-9.
Missed another call. I need a pager.
We can do a free pager when you buy activation and airtime.
I wish my pager matched my outfit.
We can do that in a variety of colors.
I just broke my pager, and I gotta get it fixed now.
We can do that. We repair pagers.
Harold, this is Angela's number. I need a new boyfriend.
We can't do that, but we can activate the other pager she doesn't know he has for just $9.99. In-touch paging, 2 locations to serve you. We can do that.
Hi, neighbors. This is the old Louisiana Wild Man speaking for Family Housing. Say, does the promise of a great deal on a new home sound like a bunch of bull to you? Well, let me tell you something. Right now at Family Housing, you can walk away with a brand new double wide for only $23,995. And that ain't no bull. So remember, come down to Family Housing, 3705 Dickerson Road. That's Family Housing, the dealer that's got the bull by the horn.
Hey, Loco Lupe's! Loco Lupe's is the place to be for great fun, music, and wonderful Mexican food. A place with just the right mix of romantic atmosphere and pure fun. Now, 4 locations: Hermitage, Hickory Hollow Mall, Clarksville, and Hendersonville.
Let your chimichanga, let your chimichanga, let your chimichanga, Loco Lupe's.
TV family values Tom Arnold style.
You guys pretty excited about the show?
Yeah, I can hardly wait.
Go to your rooms.
You can't tell me what to do. You're my TV dad.
Well, then go to your dressing room or you're fired.
Fine, that's what I wanted to do in the first place.
I wasn't really going to fire. I was going to have somebody else fire.
Tom Arnold joins the WB family of comedies this fall.
Sunday nights this fall on Nashville's WB 58.
Good crowd on hand tonight at TSU's Hale Stadium. Beautiful night for football as we enter the second quarter. MTSU leading 10-9. Tigers offense has been basically through the air. 155 yards passing, only 13 yards rushing. Here facing second down and a long 5 from the 36-yard line. Leon Murray has gone all the way at quarterback. The transfer from Pittsburgh. Inside handoff to Davenport and maybe a yard to the 37. Tim Hodges, one of the first to get up there for MTSU, making the stop. Middle has done well against the run, but the Tigers have found the secondary rather porous.
Well, the defense they're in is strong off tackle, and it's strong right up the middle because of the alignment of the defensive line and linebackers. But it's weak in the secondary because of the 3-deep coverage.
Trips to the left. Murray, 157 yards passing tonight. Going to go to the air again. Steps up out of trouble. Lobs one down the sideline, complete to Juan Hall in midfield, and that'll be more than enough for the first down. Murray bought some time, found Hall, and Darrell Love brought him down after a gain of 13.
Well, that was the first pressure that I've seen Middle get on the quarterback. Watch number 44, Lenny Herring, the defensive end. He pressures and forces Murray out of the pocket. Murray does a nice job floating the ball up to Hall before he's brought down by Darrell Love.
That's a tough pass to throw with your right arm rolling to your left and to put touch on it as well. Nice pass. 1st and 10 just across midfield. Murray straight handoff Davenport. Maybe a yard to the 48. You know, coaches would like to run the ball to help balance the pass, but sometimes you just have to go with what's working.
Well, I think, you know, you got to keep them somewhat honest. And even though you gain 1 or 2 yards, in the back of their defense's mind, they're thinking, can they run, will they run? So I think it's basically just keeping the defense honest.
2nd and 9. Tim Hodges there to make the stop for the Raiders. Ball at the 48. Backs in the eye behind Murray. 2 receivers to the right. Murray, quick drop, fakes the handoff. Looking long, has time, now shuffles out of the pocket. Throws it on the run, complete to Davenport. 35, knocked out of bounds at about the 33-yard line. Brian Chastain, the outside linebacker, runs him down. Gain of 15. Davenport was wide open.
Well, he was wide open because Chastain has the underneath coverage. Now watch the fake to Davenport. He just sneaks out from the middle of the line, and then he's isolated on a linebacker. There's no way a linebacker can cover a tailback. He catches the pass and beats him to the corner. That's just a good play by Tennessee State, and unfortunately for Middle, there's no way they could cover it.
Calvin Davenport, the junior out of Chattanooga Brainerd High School. 11 carries, 70 yards last week, and a touchdown against Florida A&M. Murray on first down. Pass is complete. Inside the 25 and hammered at the 25. It's the wide receiver, Tyrone Butterfield. Darrell Love put the shot on, and there are some guys slow to get up.
Well, I think Middle came up with the ball, but the referee says that he was down by contact. They did put a pretty good crunch on him. Let's see if Butterfield's knee hits the ground before the ball pops loose. There's the out route. Nice move by Butterfield. Tries to find some room, then he gets pounded. Let's see where the ball, he was definitely down before the ball came out. Good call.
And Butterfield got up a little bit slow. He turned right back into that hit as it was coming. First and 10 for the Tigers. Moving again, they're on the 25. Just started the second quarter, a little less than 13 minutes left to go. And that's going to be 5 yards back as the right guard for Tennessee State took a little bit of an early jump. I'm sure that Tom Ritter's voice is clearer than that in real life, but it is a 5-yard walk-off.
Just a little bit too quick by the right guard. And that's going to cost his team 5 yards.
So first and 15 now from the 30. 4 penalties on TSU for 30 yards. Raiders only penalized once for 5 so far. Murray with split backs, straight drop, stays in the pocket, lobs one into the end zone, overthrows everybody. Good coverage back there by Darrell Love as he was stride for stride with Juan Hall.
That was pretty good coverage, and Murray picked the wrong receiver to go to. He got a little bit greedy. He wanted the 6 points. He looked that way all the way. There he goes. And Love had great coverage, man-on-man from his corner spot in good position.
In fact, Juan Hall was playing defense the last part of that route. Second and 15. Tigers send 2 receivers to the right in Butterfield and Sullivan. Sullivan with an 84-yard touchdown reception already in the ball game. They throw it out to Sullivan, who has a chance to throw it. He's going to throw it back across to Murray. Murray's got all the room in the world to run. 15-yard line out of bounds.
That was an interesting play.
That's on page 73 of the playbook. That's right. Way back. Those are all lateral passes, so that's why they had the opportunity. Murray could have probably thrown it downfield himself if the pass back to him was lateral.
As long as the first one is a backward pass, then he can turn around and throw another pass. And that's exactly what they did back to Murray. He had the blockers set up. And he got some pretty good yardage. 1
yard short of the first down. 3rd and 1 for the Tigers from the 16. On 3rd down conversions tonight, the Tigers are 2 for 3. Straight handoff to Davenport. Makes a nice spin move and works his way across for the first down. They had a shot at him in the backfield, but with that spin, he was able to break through and get to the 13 and move the sticks.
Well, you know, I'm impressed with the play calling by L.C. Cole tonight. He's mixing it up enough where he's keeping the Blue Raiders off balance. And then he goes right up the middle with Davenport to get the first down. Good second effort by number 1 there, and he picks it up.
1st and 10 from the 13. Murray from the shotgun. 2 receivers right. Not wasting much time. Gonna tuck it, try to run. Throws it while he's on his way down. Out of the end zone, incomplete. Murray tried to step up out of trouble. Got hooked by LeBron Elder and was able to still get it away on his way down.
Well, that was a safe pass. He had Sullivan open in the end zone, and the only person that could possibly catch it was Sullivan, so that was a good play by Murray. just a little bit too deep.
Had him back in the corner of the end zone actually by himself, but Sullivan could not quite reach it. Murray's passed for 194 yards so far tonight. Snap it to Davenport, straight up the middle, touchdown Tigers. L.C. Cole is going all through the playbook tonight. This one they direct snap to the tailback, and Davenport goes 13 yards into the end zone for the go-ahead score.
Well, it was a great call. When you put your quarterback in shotgun, the defense immediately thinks pass. Watch the defensive linemen rush straight up the field. There they go, and they can't recover to stop Davenport.
Murray does his bit. He runs out the fake like he's dropping back to pass. Billings on to attempt the extra point. It's good. 11:06 left in the first half. It's TSU 15 and MTSU 10. Back to Hale Stadium in a moment.
So I'm at Taco Bell, and guess who walks through the door? Lady Luck.
Lady Luck.
Have a large Pepsi.
Come talk to me.
Well, you heard the lady.
Order a medium or large drink and play the Ropa Jeep Wrangler game. You could win one of 100 Jeep Wranglers.
Sweet.
We're giving away not one, not 10, but 100 Jeep Wranglers. Plus, you could win $250,000 in cash or one of millions of food and cash prizes.
Isn't she something?
Play Ropa Jeep Wrangler, only at Taco Bell.
I really don't feel that we actually compete with the giant chain drug stores. I feel that really there's no competition. We offer things in our drugstore that really the chain drug stores do not offer. We have a post office, we have a soda shop, we have gifts, cards, over-the-counter products, and the pharmacy. Reef Saint really is not competing with the giant chain drug stores, I guess because that we are a family-owned business.
Mom, Mitchell's using that four-letter word again.
Mitchell Bowman, what are you saying to your brother?
Mom, all I said was sold.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Bowman with Snow and Wild Realtors, and I'm still using my favorite four-letter word, sold.
6 years experience in the building business, knowledge of the local real estate market, extensive advertising and marketing programs, full-time licensed assistant, all these combined guarantee the best service in the business.
Outback Builders, quality custom garages.
Well, I made it extra big. I wanted to put a 12 by 24 rec room on this side, so I had a place to put my pool table and stuff, come out and enjoy the football games. Every question I asked was answered direct and to the point. I paid, reasonable price to have the house built last August. Now my house is worth about $30,000 to $40,000 more than what it was when I first built it. The financing was taken care of right through them. I never had to leave my kitchen table.
Outback Builders. Call today.
This telecast is a special presentation of WNAB Sports and is intended solely for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express prior written consent of WNAB is prohibited. Joe Fisher and Ralph Miranda from Hale Stadium at Tennessee State, where the Tigers have taken a 16-10 lead over the Raiders of MTSU. 10 plays, 13 yards the score drive. Davenport, a 13-yard touchdown run, 4 minutes and 24 seconds. I want to check that yard.
I think it was a little more than 13 yards.
I think it was a little more than 13 yards on the scoring play. We'll get back to you on that.
It'd be hard to go 10 plays in 13 yards.
That would be a lot of penalties.
I don't think you can even do it.
Billings puts it into play. Short kick. Taken in for 15. 25. Bounces off to about the 28-yard line. Is Celicio Sanford. Sanford, a transfer from Georgia Military Academy, a junior, 5'11", 191, mainly responsible for kick return duties for the Raiders so far. Well, let's see what the answer is here. 10:57 left in the second quarter. TSU now in front by 6. Raiders have moved the ball effectively as well, just got stalled on their last drive. Jonathan Quinn with a single setback, Kilverick Green. Wide receivers left and right. Quinn again changing the play at the line of scrimmage. Tigers coming on the blitz. Quinn steps up out of trouble. Gets back to the 35. Took a shot at the 35. Jerry Hillary, gain of maybe a couple on the play.
Well, that's the weakness of Jonathan Quinn, is that if he gets pressure, he has to turn it up, and he doesn't have the mobility. Murray for Tennessee State has great mobility. Watch Quinn. They pressure him. He does a good job of stepping up, but he really doesn't have the ability to elude tacklers, and they dump him for just about a 1.5 gain.
Larry Floyd was coming again untouched on the blitz. 2nd and 8. 2 receivers left. Tigers very active in that defensive middle. Coming again. Quinn lobs a pass up. Overthrown. Good defense on by the Tigers. And number 21, Eric Joyce, the strong side cornerback, was stride for stride with Try Hurd.
Well, that was a picture-perfect play. Quinn knew exactly what he had to do. He saw the blitz. He went to the corner where he knew he had man coverage, but Joyce does a great job of putting himself between the quarterback and the receiver and knocking it down. Super play.
Eric Joyce is a freshman out of Nashville Whites Creek. A freshman playing the strong side corner is pretty impressive. 3rd and 8. Ball sitting on the 30. Out of the shotgun. Twin receivers left and right. Quinn out of the shotgun beside Green. Little shuffle pass to Green. Has a lot of room. First down across the 40 to the 42. Great call.
It was a great call, but what made it work? The twin receivers left and right spread out the Tiger defense. They could not get the 2 defensive ends to pressure Quinn. You see Carter coming back in the game. They did not have him in there. That allowed the defense to open up. Let's see if we can see it. We won't get a good look here. Quinn with the little shovel pass to Green, but there's nobody there. Everybody was spread out on the corners, and Green gets the first down.
That does count as a completed pass. Tackle made by Darrell Hinton. First down, ball on the 43. Quinn 7 of 13 passing for 100 yards tonight. Tigers coming again from the blind side. Quinn steps up out of trouble, tries to get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard short. It looks like L.C. Cole has decided, I'm going on every down now against him.
Well, every time they give him the opportunity to blitz, he's going to do it. So what they're going to have to do is either stay in those twin receiver sets, or they're going to have to hold back a fullback to block one of those guys and give Quinn that extra second to throw the football.
Armand Williams made the tackle inside linebacker. Boots Donnelly trying to figure out some way to head off this defensive onslaught. Quinn, busted play, nowhere to go. Going to be sacked for a loss of about 5, all the way back to the 38. And Quinn is upset because whoever was supposed to go one way didn't.
That is number 5 for Carter on the year.
And that counts as a sack for Carter, adds to his totals. Looks like Kelverick Green went a little bit too far outside, and Carter was there to mop up. Can't have those kind of plays if you want to stay in this ball game.
Well, Quinn was all by himself on that side of the field except for Carter.
I was going to say he saw a team picture of the Tennessee State Tigers there. That's a scary thought when you're all by yourself.
Carter's got 5 sacks this year. 3rd and 15. Quinn from the shotgun. Rushes on. Pass batted down by Hillary, who almost had a shot at it. If he'd taken it, he'd have gone untouched for 6. Quinn having trouble finding open receivers under this blitzing pressure from the Tiger defense.
Well, the Tigers are just relentless with their pressure. Watch this here. Just before he can even get set, the pressure's on him. He makes the wrong read, and Hillary's right there. And Green, again, had to play defense for Middle Tennessee to stop Hillary from picking that one off.
Brandon Thomas back to punt. Averaged 35.5 yards last year. Had a hip injury that really bothered him. Only played in 3 games last year. Wobbly kick, not very long, going to bounce. Bounces at the 30 and trickles inside the 30 to about the 26, where it'll be brought down. Thomas had quite a leg, anticipated to be quite a punter last year, but the leg problems he had never really let him get going. A 36-yard punt thanks to the roll, and the Tigers will put the ball in play 1st and 10 from their own 26.
Well, with 8 minutes left in the half, Joe, it's very important for the Raiders to stop the Tigers here. If they give up a touchdown, it's going to be hard to overcome a 13-point deficit the way that the Tigers have been playing defense tonight.
Tiger fans trying to cheer on the offense a little bit here. They can sense an opportunity, though they've got to go 74 yards to get to pay dirt. Murray from the shotgun doesn't want to waste much time. Throws a pass out in the flat, incomplete. Intended out there for number 80, Corey Sullivan, but the pass was too short. Lamar Carter getting a well-deserved breather, and all smiles right now.
Yeah, he's telling his teammate, did you see that hit I put on the quarterback a while back? I was all by myself.
It was me and him and mostly me.
Mostly me. That's exactly right.
TSU 208 yards passing. They give it up the middle to Davenport. Breaks several tackles across the 35. Brought down at about the 39 for the first down. Clay Griffin, inside linebacker there to finally make the stop for the Raiders. Gain of about 13 on the play.
Well, the Raiders are going to have to do some major regrouping at halftime. Watch this. Just a little draw. The Raiders see number 43 dropping back because they're so concerned with the underneath passing. Then you hand it off to Davenport, and he shoots it right up the middle.
Timeout on the field taken by MTSU. 7:52 left in the first half. Tigers leading the Raiders 16-10.
You might not remember 1953, but Champion sure does. That's when the Champion Manufacturing Company began. Today, Champion's one of America's largest home remodelers. But for all our growth, Champion's still the same. We're still focused on selling factory direct quality windows, enclosures, and siding, and still believe in providing the best service to our customers. We use state-of-the-art equipment to manufacture custom-designed windows you're guaranteed to love.
The reason we chose Champion was because we felt that they had the best product.
Workmanship was just wonderful. Everything was done on a first-class basis.
Champion enclosures are the ultimate in creating space for growing families or changing lifestyles.
Champion does all the work. They stand by their product, and we're just tickled to death that we went ahead and had it done.
We buy our Champion siding by the truckloads, guarantee the best quality, and provide skilled professionals to install it.
Look at it. It speaks for itself.
Buy factory direct and save. Call for your free estimate.
Safari's restaurant invites you to a bit of the wildlife in a civilized atmosphere. Featuring fine food and outstanding service, Safari's offers a wide variety of continental entrees. Your server will guide you on an exciting adventure of fine dining at Safari's. Your hunt for the best food in town is over once you've experienced Safari's, 741 Myatt Drive near Rivergate Mall.
Missed another call. I need a pager.
We can do a free pager when you buy activation and airtime.
I wish my pager matched my outfit.
We can do that in a variety of colors.
I just broke my pager, and I gotta get it fixed now.
We can do that. We repair pagers.
Harold, this is Angela's number. I need a new boyfriend.
We can't do that, but we can activate the other pager she doesn't know he has for just $9.99. In-touch paging, 2 locations to serve you. We can do that.
Catering for today's crew being supplied by Big Guns Catering. For your next celebration, office party, record release, or any get-together for that matter, make sure to call Big Guns at 329-4163. Big Guns Catering. We shoot to please.
I like that.
Banana pudding tonight was excellent. Barbecue chicken.
I tried to get some banana pudding, but you had 3 of them in your hand. I couldn't,
You got to be quick to work around here.
That's true.
1st and 10 after the timeout. Tigers from the 39. Murray from the shotgun with twin receivers left. Straight handoff to Davenport. Breaks it outside. Across the 40 to the 45. Ball is loose. They're going to whistle him down.
He was down. Good call. You know, we were talking during the break, Joe. That was an excellent place for Boots to call a timeout. He felt it slipping away from him. He had to stop the momentum, get the crowd out of the game for a few minutes, and that was a good play. L.C. Cole calling a great game for Tennessee State.
Griffin and Naismith with the tackle. TSU 258 yards in total offense. Raiders with 151. 2nd and 4. Ball just short of the 45. Murray quick drop. Under pressure going down. Brought down at the 40. The big rush from behind by number 44, Lanny Herring, the freshman, 6'1", 230 from Forsyth, Georgia.
Well, you know, that's the first pressure they've put on Murray all night, and that's what you've got to do if you want to stop that passing game. Murray never saw him coming, and Herring was right there to shut him down.
Some credit to the defensive backs
yes,
because he couldn't throw when he wanted to.
Good point. Great coverage on the outside.
3rd down and 8. Murray, draw play, fake. Going up the middle, pass almost intercepted, incomplete. Batted up in the air by Charlie Walker, the free safety, who got a couple of hands on it but couldn't bring it down. So the Raider defense, after that timeout, Ralph, has made a stand.
That's exactly right. Murray did have Butterfield open, though, across the middle. He overthrew him just a little bit. Otherwise, they would have had the first down.
So Ashley Johnson will come on to punt for the Tigers. His first time out, a 59-yard effort tonight, which would put it right about at the end zone since he is on, will be punting from the 41. Back deep is Matt Lowe at the 20. Johnson, the freshman, to boot it away. Good snap, got a rush through, good kick. Lowe runs under it at 25, not going to go very far at all. Made the catch. And number 9 there quickly to make the stop for Tennessee State, Benny Ziegler, who raced downfield and caught Lowe about 1 second after Lowe caught the ball.
And that tells you something when one of your defensive ends is covering punts. It tells you you've got a lot of speed on that defensive line, and we've seen it tonight. 37-yard punt. Ziegler, a transfer out of Clemson. 1st and 10 from the 23. Straight give, nothing there. McGill stopped maybe for a loss of a yard. Jameel Graham, the sophomore from Atlanta, transfer from Mississippi State with a quick stop. Watch, there's no push on the defensive line. Look at that. The first jersey you saw was a blue one, and McGill never had a chance to get any kind of momentum going.
That's one of those where a running back is actually fortunate to hang on to the ball because he hasn't even had a chance to lock it away. Loss of about 1, 2nd and 11. Straight give again to McGill. A lot of room over the left side this time. Breaks through 1 tackle. He's going to be very close to the first down stake. Jarek Hillary makes the stop. McGill saw a little crease, cut it back to the left side, and got very close to the first down marker.
And the difference there was the formation. Watch the fullback, number 48. Right there getting a block to the outside. That's what springs McGill. Last time he was all by himself in the backfield. And the fullback does his job and springs McGill.
Hillary made a good stop, but not quite enough to stop the first down. Raiders move the sticks. 5:25 left in the second quarter. Quinn straight give again to McGill. Breaks 1 tackle, breaks 2, gets his way to the 35. He'll pick up a yard, but that's about all. They just kept coming. The Tigers defense kept stringing it out. McGill only able to get a yard, and Lamar Carter getting up off the bottom of the pile.
Well, you know, the defense of Tennessee State, their defensive line doing a great job of neutralizing the blocking charge from the middle offensive line. They're getting into the offensive line quickly, and they're using their hands to get rid of them, and they're able to play that run side to side.
So now 2nd and 9 for the Raiders, who have gone to the ground here on this drive. Quick snap, pitch to McGill. Hillary shoots through the gap and makes the tackle for the loss of a couple. Jarek Hillary was a tailback last year. In fact, threw a 51-yard pass in the opening drive of this game last year to set up a score. He has been a force on defense.
Well, watch the fullback. He comes out to block. He doesn't see anybody, and Hillary knifes right underneath him. That should have been the man that Miller went to block first. But Hillary, with a nice play, comes through to shut down McGill.
A loss back to the 33, 3rd and 11. Clock moving, 4:12 left in this first half. Twin receivers left and right for Quinn. Quinn taking his time at the line. Play clock down to 2, 1. They're not going to get it away. Play clock runs out.
You know, that's really uncalled for, too, because Quinn has a good look at the play clock down at the other end, and he should have been able to snap the ball.
So now with the delay, they'll walk it back 5 and set up 3rd and 16 from the 28.
You know, that's what you got to have from your quarterback if he's going to be your leader, is good game management. Not only good playing, but he's got to be able to manage the offense and keep the game under control to be able to be successful.
Big play for the Raiders here, because with 3:45 left on the clock for the second quarter, TSU would have some time offensively when they get the ball back. Quinn calls for the snap, takes it from the shotgun. Looks across the right side, complete to Matt Lowe, enough for the first down across midfield to the 48. Lowe, one of the few returning experienced wide receivers. and run out of bounds by Jarek Hillary after a gain of 25 on 3rd and 16.
Well, it was a nice pass by Quinn, kind of a fade route. Lowe found the seam right there between the free safety and the corner. And Matt Lowe is a possession-type receiver that they went to last year, and he makes a great catch.
Junior, 6 foot 170. Yet to catch a touchdown pass in his career, though he had 27 catches last year. None were in the end zone. Most important for the Blue Raiders, they move the chains and keep possession. Inside 3.5 left to go now in this second quarter. Quinn, straight drop. Pass again, complete again, this time to Try Hurd to split in. And that'll be enough to move the sticks again down to the 35. Hillary again making the stop. I don't know if they're picking on Hillary or he just happens to be in the right place, but his name has come up a lot defensively.
Now watch the arm of Quinn right here. He makes a good read. He knows who he's going to go to Hurd, throws that little route in the seam. See the seam right there? Good play from the underneath coverage, or right between the underneath and the deep coverage. And that was a nice throw by Jonathan Quinn. That's a tough pass to throw, the out route on the corner.
Good camera work by our WNAB crew tonight bringing you this game. 1st and 10 from the 35. Tigers showing the blitz and now falling back out of it. Quinn changing the play. Now they're coming back. Quick drop, pump fake, floats it long. Got a receiver wide open. 15, touchdown MTSU. There is a penalty flag down. Hang on a minute.
And judging from where that flag is, I think it's going to come back. Got to be some sort of illegal procedure, some sort of motion call on that play.
Illegal motion against MTSU is going to bring a 34-yard touchdown pass to Try Hurd back. They had the perfect call. The little pump fake, Hurd broke wide open. The defender gave up. Coach Booch Donnelly, I think, knew exactly what it was the moment the flag went down because he was out talking to Jonathan Quinn at the time. That penalty is only 5 yards, but it cost you 6 points.
Exactly.
3 penalties on middle for 15 yards tonight. TSU 4 penalties, 30 yards. Now 1st and 15 from the 39. Once again, TSU loads up on the line, now dropping back a little bit. 2:50 left in this second quarter. Well, they're coming on the blitz. Quinn has time, goes long. Receiver trying to get to the pass and cannot. Good defense by Eric Joyce, the cornerback. Stride for stride out there with number 3, the wide receiver for MTSU. Ivan Gaines, a split end, 6 foot 165 out of DeSoto, Texas.
Here's the play. Tries to throw the fade route. That's about the best you can do when you're getting pressure. Look at the middle of the field, though. There's nobody there. When they set up with 2 wide receivers to the right or the left, Tennessee State's still putting 8 guys in the box and jumping the receivers. Middle needs to spring a tight end across the middle, isolate him on a linebacker, and they could get a big play.
Davis did have a big catch earlier in the game. 2nd and 15. Quinn rolls left. Throws long again. Has a receiver out there. Intercepted. Pass is intercepted. Brought back to the 22-yard line. Darrell Hinton, the strong safety, pass just a touch underthrown, and Hinton there to haul it in.
Well, Hinton's a great performer. He's an all-OVC candidate. He's a veteran from last year. And Quinn rolling out to avoid the rush. The middle of the field is where he was trying to go, but they had the coverage. Look at number 10. He's got him covered like a blanket. Poor choice.
Timeout on the field. TSU still leads by 6.
That's it. The money's gone and payday's 3 days away.
Hi, Mom. Grandma called to remind you about Aunt Sally's birthday tomorrow. Can we order a pizza?
I'll pick one up. I need cash today.
When payday's too far away, National Cash Advance will cash your personal check and hold it until your next payday. You get the money when you need it.
Here's some gas money.
Cool.
National Cash Advance, the best solution to those short-term money problems.
Hey,
Loco Lupe's.
Loco Lupe's is the place to be for great fun, music, and wonderful Mexican food. A place with just the right mix of romantic atmosphere and pure fun. Now, 4 locations: Hermitage, Hickory Hollow Mall, Clarksville, and Hendersonville.
Let your chimichanga, let your chimichanga, let your chimichanga Loco Lupe's.
You've got the look I want to know better than yours.
I'll eat the Michigan rank. I watch this Swami's wild amphibious wag. Look in my eyes and repeat after me. I will watch the WB. Other networks, they're just not for me. And that frog, he's so darn funny. I will send him a big money bang. Care of the WB.
Be sure to stay with us at the half when National Cash Advance will bring you the first half highlights, stats, and a special Sports Plus Extra. We're 2 minutes and 32 seconds away from the end of the half. The Tigers, after the interception by Darrell Hinton, have the ball now at their own 23, leading 16-10. Tigers 254 yards of total offense in this first half, 205 through the air. Straight drop pass complete to the 20. Runs through traffic, 25 to the 26. Brought down Tyrone Butterfield. Gain of about 4 yards on the play. And Ralph, right now, the key for MTSU from their standpoint is to try to keep any more points from getting on the board.
That's exactly right. You want to keep the receivers in front of you. You're right down to about 2 minutes. Force them to have to go the length of the field for the full 2 minutes to be able to try to score.
Well, Butterfield almost broke through. Waldrop was able to hang on. 2nd and 6. Murray out to the left side to Hall, complete to the 30. Fights his way to the sideline, out of bounds at the 35. Going to be very close. In fact, got the first down, I believe. Driven out of bounds by Darrell Love. And also Jeff Collier out there to help with running him out of bounds. First down, clock stops, 1:54 left in the first half.
Well, what you got to be careful about here, Joe, is you can't give him too much room. That time, Darrell Love was about 15 yards off of Juan Hall, and by the time he caught the ball and Love closed in on him, he had the chance to make some moves. You got to cover a little bit closer.
Twin receivers left and right. Murray passes to that right side, complete again. 40, 42, does he get out of bounds? Yes, he is able to get out of bounds. Kevin Jackson, Cedric Stiegel runs him out of bounds. Moving the sticks for a gain of about 5. And clock still running now at 1:38.
Well, they have to stop it now. The referee's trying to get the clock stopped. I think they signaled him out of bounds.
I started to say, I thought he went out of bounds.
Yeah.
And if so, they'll have to put a little bit back on.
They're going to have to put about 8 seconds back on. At least 8 or 9 seconds back on the clock. Let's see.
He's running, and now he's going to go over to the other sideline and just tell him, I guess. 1:41, I think, is what I saw him read. I'm not sure, but he needs to put some back on the clock. I thought, oh, maybe there's been another rule change I don't know about, and it doesn't stop.
Now, in my son's little 7- and 8-year-old league, under 2 minutes, if you go out of bounds, you know, they do keep the clock running once you start. So maybe they're confused with the junior peewee rules as opposed to the NCAA rules.
This, now that you are a coach in the junior peewee league.
That's exactly right.
That would be worth going to see just in itself.
Yeah, you know. Just think, I can coach and do color at the same time. That's a scary thought, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it is. Referee now trying to use hand signals up to the press box to tell him to reset it to 1:41. So they put 10 more seconds back on the clock, or they're working on dialing that up. Coach Boots Donnelly taking the opportunity to discuss some officiating with the nearest striped shirt. Coach L.C. Cole and company just sort of hoping to, in this last 1:41, get on the board again. 2nd and 4. Murray in traffic, throws the pass incomplete, intended for Hall. 3 or 4 middle defenders in the area, but the ball falls incomplete.
Well, he still had Hall wide open in that seam. They're doing a good job of finding the seam.
Boots Donnelly, 8-3 career against Tennessee State. Lost here last year, 24-14. This is the 3rd time this game has been played at Hale Stadium. They played it in 1994, the first time Middle ever came down here, and won 45-10. Middle last year getting beaten by 10. The snap, they tried to snap again to the tailback. This one not so successful. In fact, won't be enough for the first down. as Michael Durden, the freshman, the red shirt out of Pembroke Pines, Florida, tries to take it up for the distance and can't get the first down. So now on 4th down with 1:20 left, I believe TSU is going to call a timeout and discuss this. I cannot imagine that they would go for it in this situation.
I can't either, because if you don't make it, you give the Blue Raiders the ball in your territory with a chance to put some points on the board and possibly go ahead. You've got to kick it here.
4th and 2, they are on the 43, and that's what they'll discuss on the sideline, what to do in this situation. You know, one option might be to go out with no play call. Try to draw them offside, get the automatic first down off the penalty.
And don't you think that the Blue Raider coaches are informing their players exactly of that option right now?
You may have noticed some bare spots on the field here at Hale Stadium. That's because for the majority of the summer, this was used as training camp for the NFL's Tennessee Oilers, who came here and spent several weeks grinding in the, as you can tell, grinding in the center of the field at Hale Stadium before they moved to their practice facility out in Bellevue.
Well, either they're real consistent running the football, or they ran a lot of plays between the hash, because that's where all the bare spots are, or the majority of them anyway.
Last year when this game was played here, this field was in great shape, as I recall. But this year, just not much you can do to help when an NFL team is going through two-a-days on the field.
But aren't they, I think the Oilers are supposed to give back something.
Oh, I'm sure they did.
Yeah, give back some sort. Well, I mean, you know, I heard they were supposed to put some money into the Tennessee State facilities and kind of build it up a little bit for the use that they got out of it. So that'll be good.
And also the new stadium that's being built that will house the Oilers will also house Tennessee State.
Right, right.
4th and 2, they're lining up to go for it. Murray under center.
And that's exactly what they're doing. Exactly what you said, Joe.
Trying to draw MTSU offside. He's not going to be able to do it. Now up to the line, changing the play. Will they run a play? Play clock at 5. They're going to let it go. Raiders staying patient. TSU going to take the 5-yard penalty. It was worth a try.
Oh, yeah.
Even to the point where they appeared to be changing the play with 7 seconds left.
But it probably works better had they gone to the line right after the 3rd down play. But by calling the timeout and giving Middle a chance to go over to their side, that's the first thing the coaches were telling them. Right after the play, they should have got up there quick to the line, and then they possibly could have gotten the jump.
So now Ashley Johnson back to punt for the 3rd time tonight. Punts of 59 and 37 yards. This kick is away. It's a good one, end over end. Lowe takes it at the 23. He's going nowhere again. Down quick to make the stop for Tennessee State, number 20, Byron Holloman, who got down quickly and made the stop. Love claiming maybe somebody got a face mask.
It looks like he did right there. At least he looks like he put his hand on the face mask before he removed it. Probably should have gotten the 5-yard inadvertent penalty. I think if I'm Middle here, Joe, I just fall on the ball and let this half run out.
1:07 left in the half. Chance to go to the locker room, trailing by 6, regroup, and get the ball to open the second half. Quinn, pitch back. McGill, reverse. 20. Trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, can't do it.
Great play by Carter.
Ivan Gaines on the reverse and could never get back thanks to Lamar Carter.
Well, that was an All-American play by Lamar Carter. He read the reverse, kept his ground. This is not a good angle, but let's watch it as the play comes around. You're not going to see Carter holding his ground. A defensive end has to stay as deep as the ball. He fights off the block of Quinn and is able to take down the ball carrier. Just a great play. Let's see if we get it from here. There's the handoff. Carter is right where he needs to be and makes the play. Just a super defensive play.
Big-time play. Carter was OVC Defensive Player of the Week in this game last year because of his performance, which included a blocked punt. 2nd and 10, pitch to McGill. This time he'll do it himself. Drilled at the 25 across to about the 27. Clock still running. That will likely be the final play of the first half. Stop made by strong safety Daryl Hinton. And they're going to head to the locker room at Hale Stadium. Halftime, an entertaining first half, a lot of offense, but not as much scoring as it appeared at one point. The Tigers on their home field into the locker room with a 16-10 lead.
Paul Eels with American Home Design. You could be enjoying one of these beautiful sunrooms on your existing deck, porch, or patio in just 2 to 3 days at half the cost of conventional construction. They're great for family get-togethers, an exercise room, a place to relax in the outdoors all year without the weather hassles. Listen.
Well, we just basically use it for extra room off to the side here, and it really expands the house, opens up the house, and it's just kind of a quiet room to have off to the side for a little bit extra living room.
Remember, with your in-home survey, we'll come out and examine the area where you would like your American Home Design sunroom built. We're home-based here in Nashville, in business over 20 years with more than 20,000 satisfied customers. It's easier and more affordable than ever to enjoy an American Home Design sunroom.
Homeowners, call now and you're automatically registered for our sweepstakes. Win your own American Home Design sunroom, and there's no obligation. So call now and win.
Quality Furniture wants to make your life easy and comfortable. That's why we have a fine selection of furnishings to bring comfort into your home. Choose from our wide selection of living room sets, family room groups, quality dining room sets, and entertainment centers. You can also mix and match our Lazy Boy and Lane Action recliners. With our easy financing plan, you can have your furniture delivered today. Quality Furniture on Old Fort Parkway in Murfreesboro. We're open 7 days a week for your shopping convenience.
First, we gave you Sports Plus. Now it's Sports Plus Monday Night Quarterback. Join Greg Pogue as he analyzes the Oilers game with legendary NFL players Scott Laidlaw and Jim Arnold. You'll see highlights and statistics from the games. Call in and talk to the pros about the Oilers. Catch Monday Night Quarterback.
You know, it doesn't get any better than this.
Good guys, great sports. Sports Plus, weeknights at 9 on Nashville's WV58.
Halftime at Hale Stadium at Tennessee State University, and the Tigers in the locker room with a 16-10 lead over MTSU. Ralph Miranda, Joe Fisher here at Hale Stadium. A lot of offense in the first half in terms of moving the ball. Both teams have over 200 yards in total yardage, but not a lot of scoring once things settled down a little bit in that second quarter.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I think if I'm the Blue Raiders, I'm really happy that I'm only down by 6 points after giving up close to 300 yards of total offense. They haven't done a good job of protecting Jonathan Quinn. They haven't been able to run the football, and they haven't been doing a good job in the secondary. So they're really lucky they're only 6 points down.
Leon Murray has been impressive in our first look at him.
Oh, he really has. He's got a great arm, a good read of the defense, and the Tigers have done a good job of playing man-to-man in the secondary. They've really put pressure on Quinn, and they've been able to run the ball occasionally, too.
Be interesting to see the moves that are made at halftime and the adjustments both teams make. There will be a bunch of them. You can be sure of that. Halftime at Hale Stadium, the MTSU band on the field right now. The TSU Aristocrat bands will follow. We'll be back with more of the National Cash Advance halftime show from Hale Stadium in just a moment.
Loco Lupe's! Loco Lupe's is the place to be for great fun, music, and wonderful Mexican food. A place with just the right mix of romantic atmosphere and pure fun. Now, 4 locations: Hermitage, Hickory Hollow Mall, Clarksville, and Hendersonville.
Let your chimichanga, let your chimichanga, let your chimichanga Loco Lupe's!
Missed another call. I need a pager.
We can do a free pager when you buy activation and airtime.
I wish my pager matched my outfit.
We can do that in a variety of colors.
I just broke my pager, and I gotta get it fixed now.
We can do that. We repair pagers.
Harold, this is Angela's number. I need a new boyfriend.
We can't do that, but we can activate the other pager she doesn't know he has for just $9.99. In-touch paging, 2 locations to serve you. We can do that.
It's going to cost $160.
I'm a little short on cash. Can I pay you next week on payday?
Lady, I'm a mechanic, not a bank.
It's hard to always be able to cover those unexpected expenses. When you need extra cash, National Cash Advance is the answer.
We will cash your personal check and hold it until your next payday. It's quick and there's no credit check. When your payday's too far away, think National Cash Advance.
Got the cash.
Great.
Outback Builders, quality custom garages.
And their reputation, I think, quality, you know, those were the things we were looking for, and Outback seemed to have all of those.
By not using the old garage anymore and having the new garage, we've increased our living space by 550 feet.
He had a lot of options, you know, he was very helpful. We would recommend Outback Builders to anyone. Total professionals, great quality.
I agree totally.
Outback Builders, call today.
As the MTSU Band of Blue performs at halftime at Hale Stadium, Tennessee State leading the Blue Raiders by a score of 16-10. MTSU and TSU have a long, storied rivalry that dates back for quite a few years. Tonight, Sports Plus's Rick Renner brings us the history and something a little extra in tonight's halftime Sports Plus Extra.
Hi, I'm Rick Renner, and welcome into our first installment of Sports Plus Extra. We'll get to the second half coverage of MTSU and TSU in just a moment. Hey, what a rivalry between these two schools. It's a rivalry as heated as Florida, Florida State, Auburn, Alabama, Michigan, Michigan State, Tyson Holyfield, Lonnie Anderson, Burt Reynolds, Coyote Roadrunner. You get the idea. You see, it all got started in the early 70s, took a break for a few years, and then kicked off again in the mid-80s. And it's always a lot of fun when the Blue Raiders and the Big Blue clash. Here's the talk-to-talk before the walk-to-walk.
It's a 45-minute drive from here to Murfreesboro, and a lot of them could have came here, a lot of us could have went there, but now that we chose the schools, it's wartime.
You're going to hear about it from now until the end of school. The guys, you know, they come over here to parties, we go over there to parties, and we talk about it a lot. It's a big game. It means a lot to both communities.
You wouldn't have lunch with these guys, though, right before game time?
No, I doubt it. I've never had lunch with them. I kind of, whenever I see them, I really don't like them. You know, it's just you had to be, when you're out there, you talk to them about the game, you know what I'm saying, talk about how their friends is and everything. But when it comes out onto this field, we're no longer friends.
And to top it off, one of Tennessee's most heated rivalries is played right in the hole. That's right, the hole. And a whole lot of people believe no matter what, if you win any game, this is the game to win.
Growing up there, and I have family that graduated from TSU, and I have other people that I'm close to from TSU, so if I don't win this game, I'm going to hear it. I'm going to hear it.
It means a lot. You got two good teams in the middle part of Tennessee, and you want to see who's the big dog.
All opening games are that way with me. I don't know what it is. You don't sleep very well. As it gets closer and closer, you start going through a checklist to make sure you've covered everything. And you go back over and over and over, and then you finally reach a point where you know it's time to play.
It's special to me, and it's special to a lot of these guys on this field here. You know, we beat them last year, and then we don't know what to expect this year. But, you know, anytime you play your crosstown rivalry is something very important, and it's been a tradition anyway.
In the first 7 meetings, dating back to 1973, the sun set on TSU. They owned MTSU, winning 6 of 7. But since 1987, it's been all Blue Raiders. MTSU has spanked TSU in 8 of the last 10 showdowns, outscoring 2-1. Overall, MTSU leads the series 9-8. And speaking of numbers, this year the Tigers are down 15 players. Due to injuries, illness, and academic reasons, TSU had open tryouts just 2 days before the rival war.
Every team's got problems. We got problems too, you know. We're all freshmen out here, except for a couple of us. And, you know, but they're still a very talented group, regardless of the numbers. You know, every guy they put out there has a lot of speed and a lot of talent.
But an added incentive this year for the Tigers, since MTSU is constructing a big move up to Division I in 2 years.
Yeah, we do have something to show them. We're going to show them that they're not ready to jump to 1A, so they need to try to contend with us first, and that's what we're looking forward to on Saturday.
And we'll find out in just a moment who wins the I-24 bragging rights when the second half kicks off in just a moment. And staying with this football frenzy, your Tennessee Oilers are coming off of a big win last week against the Raiders. Oakland's, not MTSU's, but thanks for asking. Eddie George had a big game. What a whale of an effort for the O's, rushing for a whopping 216 yards and 1 touchdown. He's the reigning NFC Offensive Player of the Week. But it was all Al Del Greco who put a big boot into Oakland. He scored the first points and the last points, breaking a 21-21 tie with a 33-yarder in overtime to win it. The 1-0 Oilers head to my hometown, Miami, tomorrow to tangle with the Miami Dolphins. The Fish are going to find a different Oilers team than they did before. The big difference between this year's and last year's is they couldn't seal the deal in '96. Now they're closing more deals than Century 21.
The Oilers tradition has been, they come out strong and they falter in the fourth quarter. But, we got a new team, a young team. We're in a new place, and we got a new attitude, and, we're not going to give in.
I'm a type of guy. Back in the past history, I always started slow. But as quick as I can get started and quick as I can get into my rhythm, everything else will come into flow.
Hey, if you thought Sports Plus Extra was great, what do you think about a whole hour? Well, join yours truly and Greg Pogue every Monday through Friday at 9 o'clock on this very same bat channel for Sports Plus. And this Monday, join Pokey, Scott Laidlaw, and Jimmy Arnold live at Loco Lupe's. Yes, that's right, at Hickory Hollow for our Monday Night Quarterback segment. A couple guys that may be a little loopy. I hope GP brings back some food, huh? Anyway, when we come back, we'll kick off the second half between MTSU and TSU. Enjoy.
Our pizza, we bake it round and slice it square, and you can't top it anywhere.
My relationship with pizza was cooling off. It was looking kind of cheap, and it was getting these big doughy lumps around the edges. At Sir Pizza, the toppings go right to the edge. I think I'm in love again.
Sir Pizza, you made me love pizza again.
Before you go away this summer, remember, you're not the only one looking forward to your vacation. Don't let this happen to you. ADT Monitored Security can help protect your home and priceless possessions even when you're away. And you can have an ADT system installed in your home for less than you might think. ADT, America's #1 home security company, links your house to a monitoring center where security professionals can watch for trouble 24 hours a day. Even when you're away, ADT can help notify the police and monitor for fire emergencies too. Don't let a break-in ruin your summer. Call now during ADT's summer sale and get 2 months of monitoring included. For added protection and convenience, ask about ADT's exclusive new remote control and paging features. ADT, security for life.
Middle Tennessee has Prep football fever, and you can catch it only on Nashville's WB58. It's a full half-hour show dedicated to the big plays, the score, the band, and even band cam. No one covers high school action like us. So catch Prep Football Fever every Friday night at 11:30 on WNAV, your leader in live local sports coverage.
Halftime at Hale Stadium at Tennessee State, and the Tigers leading MTSU by a score of 16-10. Joe Fisher and Ralph Miranda with you as the aristocrat of bands of Tennessee State performs, and the crowd loving it here at halftime as always. Quite an entertaining first half of football of our own. And let's take a look at the stats from the first half, as there was a lot of offense in that first half in particular. MTSU 75 rushing yards, TSU 50. Ralph, both teams obviously opting to go through the air.
Well, most of those rushing yards for the Raiders came on Jonathan Quinn's big run.
275 total yards for TSU to 202. Time of possession, 17 minutes and a half for the Raiders, 12-12 for TSU. But as you said, Ralph, on one of their scoring drives, the 84-yard touchdown pass took about 12 seconds. So they didn't waste a whole lot of time doing that. Let's take a look at some of the first half highlights from this game. We could have picked out quite a few, but among them first, Leon Murray, impressive in his start at quarterback.
Well, it was. He found the open coverage down the middle in the weak 3-deep coverage and hit Sullivan for the long touchdown.
Corey Sullivan, 84 yards. The extra point was blocked, and Tennessee State led by a score of 6-3. MTSU answered with a drive of its own. LeBrian McGill up the middle, practically untouched, 4 yards for the score. They led 10-6. There was some defense and a lot of heat put on Jonathan Quinn.
Well, Lamar Carter with a great play right here. He just nails Jonathan Quinn. Good coverage in the secondary for the Tigers allowed that sack.
And then Murray fakes as the ball was snapped to the tailback, Calvin Davenport. 13 yards for the touchdown, and Tennessee State in the locker room leading by a score of 16-10. Middle moved the ball very well early on, and then TSU obviously did something because in the second quarter, the Raiders did not have much offense.
Well, that's exactly right. You know, what happened was the Raiders came out in some 3 and 4 wide receiver sets. That gave them some success. When they shut down that formation and went back to the 2 wide receivers, that brought the Tennessee State defense in. It allowed them to bring the pressure from the corners. I think Middle's got to go back to those 3 and 4 wide receiver sets, try to get the ball out on the corner. That should loosen up the defense and may even spring the running game some.
And as you said, TSU may be a little disappointed to only be leading 16-10 at this point.
Well, they really should be. And remember, last week they had a lead late in the game as well and kind of wore down. So we'll see tonight if they can keep up the pace and keep the lead.
And remember, one touchdown pass in that second quarter was called back against MTSU, which proved to be very big.
That's a good point.
So now we'll have to see how the adjustments go. Middle Tennessee will get the ball to open the second half, and that's a critical drive, that first drive, to kind of set the tone for the half.
Well, it really is. I think they have to avoid a 3 and out. They've got to move the ball a little bit, maybe pick up 3 or 4 first downs, and that'll be enough to kind of get them in the flow of the second half.
And while we're getting ready to head to the break and come back for the second half, let's go down on the field and listen to the TSU Aristocrat of Band. Tennessee State leading MTSU by a score of 16-10. Tennessee State heading out to the field now. We'll be back with the second half in just a moment.
Hot, cold, just right. Corel Air Systems are the just right folks and guarantee to keep your home or business feeling just right all year round. With names like American Standard, Corel installs, sells, and services systems that fit your needs. 25 years of service, NES and Nashville gas financing, and a free 10 years parts and labor warranty are all a part of why folks say Corel Air Systems are the just right people.
Hey folks, I'm Doug Keller of Country Squire Homes in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. I want you to come on down and look at some of the great deals we have going on right now. Here's a couple of my associates.
Hi, I'm Kyle Forrester. Let me tell you about some of the great specials we have. We got $449 down on single wides, $899 down on doubles, financing as low as 9.9%.
Hi, I'm Wade Brunson. For the widest selection and the best prices in town, come see us at Country Squire Homes, Murfreesboro.
College Motors in Murfreesboro has moved, but we still offer PhDs in auto buying education. With a large inventory of cars, trucks, vans, and Suburbans handpicked by our years of knowledge in the automotive business, your money buys more at College Motors. Call Malcolm or the boys to learn how we can finance you. That's right, from $2,000 to $15,000. Bring your check stub, driver's license, utility bill, and down payment or trade-in, and we'll find your financing. College Motors' new location at 1827 Northwest Broad, Murfreesboro. Founded on a dream, built on trust.
Hey, Doug, I got 2 tickets to the big game Saturday. I can't go. The U.S. for $100, 50-yard line.
Oh, man, I'd love to. But I'm broke. And payday's not till next week.
Hey, I'll take them.
Whoa. Give me 15 minutes.
Get the cash you need today from NCA. National Cash Advance will cash your personal check and hold it until your next payday. It's quick and there's no credit check.
Got the cash?
Great.
Tonight's halftime has been brought to you by National Cash Advance, where you can get $300 today. That's National Cash Advance. Beautiful night for football at Hale Stadium, and the two teams heading back out onto the field now. MTSU will receive to open the second half, that being indicated right now. And at halftime, the Tigers leading the Blue Raiders by a score of 16-10.
Today's game is being brought to you by Loco Lupe's Mexican Restaurant and Cantina. Loco Lupe's, let your chimichanga. And by In Touch Paging, with 2 locations and free pagers upon purchase of activation and airtime.
Joe Fisher and Ralph Miranda live from Hale Stadium at Tennessee State University. MTSU heading back out onto the far side of the field now. Ralph, what do you expect in this second half? They did a lot of things successfully. Both teams did. Middle stalled in that second quarter. Do you see anything drastic, or is it kind of going back to what got them there in the first place?
Well, I really don't see anything drastic. Both teams have had some success, but the pendulum is swinging in Tennessee State's favor right now, and Middle's got to get it back on their side. The way they're going to do that, spread out the field like I talked about, go more to those 2-back sets with the fullback lead blocking. They had some success there to Spring, McGill, and Green. They've got to mix in some running, because if they go to the 2 wide receiver sets, Tennessee State will continue to pressure Quinn.
MTSU started to get a little bit of pressure on Murray late in that second quarter, which he was practically standing back untouched and throwing to triple receivers on each side for a while.
That's exactly right, and most of that pressure came off the defensive end. What Murray's got to do on the flip side is find his hot receiver when that happens. Usually it'll be a Juan Hall or Butterfield breaking off the pattern into some sort of a short out route underneath the linebackers.
MTSU coach Booch Donnelly was asked before this game what he expected from his team, and he said, I have no idea. He said, but then I don't ever really know in game one what to expect from our guys. He had a lot of things this year that were unknown to him, basically that defensive side.
Well, I think the defense is going to continue to be a problem for him, because he went back to the wide tackle 6. He's got a weak secondary, and when you play a team that can throw it around like Tennessee State, as well as some other teams in the conference like Murray and Eastern Kentucky, you're going to face the same problems. So either you change your defensive scheme or get some personnel that can play it better.
You saw TSU with a losing record in the conference, MTSU with a big winning record in the conference, thanks in great part to the rebuilding of this program about 19 years ago. But this series is a close one. MTSU leads at 9-8. Tennessee State having won it last year here by a score of 24-14. Tigers will kick the ball away to the Raiders to open this second half. Buck Billings, the junior from Carson Newman, played his high school ball at Goodpasture, will kick it away. Back deep to receive for MTSU. Number 21, Celicio Sanford, and number 22, LeBrian McGill. Just about set to get underway with the second half, so strap in and hang with us for another hour or so. Kick hauled in at the 13, to the 25, 30, 35, still on his feet out to about the 37 or 38 yard line.